Hello
And welcome
to the Minimum Wage Podcast,
where even the name is above our pay grade.
This week we got a lot to talk about.
Bigfoot.
What do you think about Bigfoot, dude?
Big socks.
Okay. All right, funny guy. I'm talking about Bigfoot the creature. Supposed to have been roaming the cave systems of North America.
Well, if they're not paying taxes, I don't know.
Kick them out.
They
have no right to the land. Let me just say
right.
that much.
Yeah, but we do because we were definitely here first.
Yeah, and we
That's
pay
right.
taxes, but
My people were enslaved.
really, what
Yeah,
was
the
your
Irish.
people? The Irish? Okay,
Irish.
yeah. So I guess my people were enslaved too.
Yeah. Just this is actually a fun fact. Just as bad as it was as being an African, for certain groups of Irish people, it was just as bad. Because there was 30,000 Irish who got shipped down to like Cuba or something.
Oh no,
Going down there working in the fields.
they were just working in Cuba in the fields.
Yeah, as slaves.
Dang, dude, that's tough.
Irish slaves. They're a
Wait.
thing.
Where did they get captured from?
I think they might have come over from Ireland looking for a new life, and then they just got enslaved.
Oh my god, that's the worst.
So
That
they
is
weren't-
the worst scenario possible.
Them fools didn't even get torn out of their homeland. Well, actually, no, because they didn't really get torn out of their homeland. They lost the war, and then they got sold. I'm talking about the Africans. They typically would lose a tribal battle, and then their own, and then their own people, not really their, I guess, their rivals, but from the same area, would then turn them over to the white man for a large sum, or probably not even
A large sum.
probably like a mediocre sum.
Yeah, but for them, I'm sure it was a large sum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, it may not even have been a sum. It probably a trade for resources.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Money back then was I have gunpowder. You have rocks. Let's trade.
Yeah, true. And obviously, if they're gonna win more wars, they probably need that gunpowder.
Yeah. Yeah. They're probably giving them guns.
They were probably giving them guns.
It was
no
probably
doubt about
guns for
that.
slaves.
Yeah, which
And then
makes
they-
perfect sense.
And then they in turn use that to get more slaves.
Get
to
more slaves
guns.
to get more guns. Wow, that's incredible.
5 minutes in.
Yeah, bro, we're already demonetized. We've said slave how many times, dude?
Not
Game
enough.
over. Game over. Man, if I was a YouTube algorithm right now, I would already have clicked off the video.
Yeah. But Bigfoot.
But Bigfoot, yes, Bigfoot,
Off
dude.
the
So
topic of slaves.
yeah, so what do you think about Bigfoot? Because obviously there's so many accounts. There's widespread stories, widespread speculation. If so many people are seeing roughly the same thing, you've got to start to wonder what's going on there exactly. Because I won't say that Bigfoot's real for sure, but I will say with the number of people that have all kind of accounted for the same things, and their stories are all very similar, you've got to say what's going on there.
Yeah, it's it's a very interesting topic. There are a lot of stories. There's also a lot of TV shows that are entirely fake.
Oh yeah,
Although that's with everything really.
paranormal activity
yeah,
type.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe they exist, maybe they don't. I haven't formed an opinion because I haven't really looked into it a lot.
Yeah,
I don't really care. If they
Yeah.
exist, great.
it's not
If
like
they
they're
don't,
affecting
wow,
me.
that's a lot of bullshit evidence
Yeah.
we've apparently been throwing around.
What about aliens though?
What about well, that's different.
Yeah, I know that's different, but that's what I want to ask you about.
What about aliens?
So, do you believe the same thing about aliens, that it's just speculation and you're not worried about it?
So, when we're talking about aliens, we're talking like big blobby green dudes in spaceships, or we're talking alien life, extraterrestrial
Extraterrestrial
life.
Extraterrestrial life.
If extraterrestrial life doesn't exist, then I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you.
But then the question is, going a little further, do you think extraterrestrial life has visited us?
But then again, what's our definition of life? Because
Yeah.
all we base life off of is what we can see here and what we call life
Yeah, true. And there could be something on an entirely different plane.
that we can't even perceive,
Yeah.
understand, have no comprehension of.
That could absolutely visit
Like,
us.
Ants don't understand this.
Yeah.
Ants aren't capable of conceiving the idea of creating a podcast, talking into microphones which interpret the frickin' sound waves in the air to an electrical signal carried through a cable. They don't know that.
Nah.
But
Hey, but they'll still watch the pod, though.
they'll still watch the pod. Like,
yeah, they're still going to subscribe.
That's right. But, I think it's highly likely that extraterrestrial. I think it's almost impossible that extraterrestrial life doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Intelligent extraterrestrial life probably exists. If it does exist, it has likely visited us.
Yeah. I agree with your conclusions thus far.
Yeah, as you can tell, I'm using words that aren't asserting anything.
Yeah. Facts.
I mean, we just don't have the, we just don't have the alien.
Yeah. True.
We just don't have the alien yet.
Then, there's always the conspiracy theories that are like, but we do have the alien. The government has just been hiding it.
Yeah.
Who
knows?
Do you remember the Roswell, New Mexico incident?
Yeah.
Where the dude said that the Navy took his whatever he found and exchanged it with a weather balloon? So basically, the story goes, this dude was out on his ranch in Roswell, New Mexico, and he comes across this, wreckage of an alien spacecraft. And he examines it a little further. Finally, he gets on the phone, starts calling some folks, and eventually the FBI shows up at his door, and they bring him in, and there's a Navy base or something that he goes to nearby, or maybe an Air Force base, and they set him down in a room and put the wreckage that he had in another room, and while they're debriefing him or whatever, they were swapping it out. Supposedly, this is the story that he provided to news outlets and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So then he goes back, and they've got a photographer and they've got a weather balloon, and so then the photo that's the famous photo is him holding a torn up weather balloon, and it's very. It's very weird the way he presents it. I don't know if he's even telling the truth, to be honest. But if he was, that would make perfect sense. If I was the government, I would probably do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
The last thing you want is people thinking there's aliens out there that are interacting with us.
But the best part was in the middle of COVID, our government casually is just hey, by the way.
Yeah, dude. Hey, by the way, we've been witnessing these things we're gonna call UAPs.
Unidentified aerial phenomena.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love all the words they come up with. It's always unidentified, and it always has something to do with flight.
Well, that's what the phenomena's got to do with.
That's true, yeah. But I'm just saying, if you think about the verbiage,
it's very aptly named.
Yeah, absolutely. They're all about the apt names over there.
APT.
Apartment. They're all about the apartment names.
Mercy.
Yeah, but UAPs, that's the term I guess they came up with because they figured UFO. It's got a negative stigma around it.
It's been stigmatized by public.
It's been done and redone by everybody and their mother. Yeah. If you watch any type of sci-fi, it's always talking about UFOs.
Yeah.
But they're hold up, we've actually got stuff going on here. Y'all crazies can go over there and talk about your UFOs. We got some actual aliens we got to talk about real quick, and we're going to call them UAPs.
Exactly. Or it just could be China.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess it absolutely could be China.
Don't put anything past China.
Dude,
it's a mistake.
Imagine China had some insane spacecraft technology that we never knew about.
They sent over a weather balloon, or not a weather balloon, a spy balloon.
Yeah.
What if that's a sick joke? I thought about that.
Really?
I'm that'd be a good joke. They're flying the advanced spacecraft and hey, go send a balloon. It'll be funny.
That would be actually so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like something that a powerful country would do.
Yes.
That's what they're all about, playing with you. Like a little toy.
Yeah, absolutely.
America is China's plaything.
Have you ever read The Art of War?
China.
Yeah, but no, The Art of War.
That is China.
If you read it, it talks a lot about the art of making your enemy think you're gonna do one thing
and then
doing the opposite.
Yeah.
And for sure, like if we're flying a weather balloon over somebody, they're like, what is going on here? You know, they're trying to gather intel. China's like, we've got all the intel we need. It's on your device. We don't give a damn about that weather balloon.
Exactly.
The results of that weather balloon are going to tell us nothing.
Or what they're really looking for is they're trying to get you to observe. Observe the observer by placing something that is observable while observing.
There's a lot of observations.
There was a lot of observations.
a lot was being looked at.
You send a suspicious object over enemy territory to see how they would respond, and the answer is we don't do anything until it gets to the other side. And while all that, it's just gathering data about the things observing it.
So
trying to learn how we observe and respond to things.
I watched a video about that, and it looked like
this is an incident response test. That's what that was. Incident response test and a messed up joke.
Honestly, I think that we were doing a little bit more than most Americans think, because we do have crazy technology on our spacecraft, and the spacecraft was following it or not our spacecraft, our just aerial vehicles.
But that's the thing, though.
Our jets.
That's what it wanted, right?
What? Us to use our technology on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they already gather enough intel. What intel are they gonna gather? You know, they got TikTok. They don't need anything else.
I watched a video about it, and they talked about the fact that they were probably blocking outgoing traffic from the balloon the entire time it was flying. Otherwise, they would have shot it down. And I don't know if that's the truth or not, but that is an interesting theory for sure.
It is possible.
It's very possible. So what he said, the video I watched was real life lore, I think.
If you were blocking outgoing, could they have also been able to stop ingoing?
Incoming?
Yeah, when they also have done that, because China was controlling the balloon and moving it, unless they had like a pre-programmed route.
No, I don't know. If they block outgoing, do they have to block incoming?
I mean, how do you discriminate?
I mean, you don't just have to stop all network flow. You can just capture the packets that you don't want.
What do you mean? Like, it's just transmitting it into the air. It's not like it like hits one little Wi-Fi receiver and then you say, stop there, don't go any further.
That is a good question.
That's not how that works.
Oh, no, I know exactly what I'm thinking. So basically, like if you think about it, like the jet flying behind it is a transmission, like almost a selective transmission barrier, where everything going in or out goes through it. However, it can choose whether to propagate the signal of what's coming in or not.
Wait, what?
So if you think about it, like it could create a...
Because like whenever it sends out a signal, it goes in all directions. It's not like it's just going back to China. It's going this way, that way, the other way, and it's getting picked up by all the Chinese, satellites that they have in space.
What is the wave made out of?
Electromagnetic.
So could you have like super magnets scrambling it?
That would block incoming and
outgoing. Yeah.
That would also mess up your own stuff, probably.
Interesting. Maybe. So I don't know what they were doing. But if China was controlling it, which I guess there's a lot of evidence to show, right?
Unless it had a pre-planned route, which isn't also entirely possible.
Yeah, true.
So.
But yeah, if China was controlling it, I don't know how they would have done that. Yeah. But also, they have crazy technology that we know nothing about.
Yeah.
It's the American government. There's no way that we would know half the things that they have.
Yeah, because they wouldn't tell us.
Yeah, no way. No way. What's crazy is I think about like all the people, all the incredible minds that are working on a daily basis to create something that they have in their head that the government is just going to find and then buy up.
And then steal, nab it.
Yeah. Just nab it and then probably discredit you. That's what the government loves doing. Like,
gotta get out of this country.
What's that dude? The dude that worked for Thomas Edison. Tesla.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nikola
all the
Tesla.
ideas.
The Smithsonian straight nabbed every single piece of his research, and they're like, yeah, so we're gonna take this, and y'all don't know what he had.
Y'all don't know
So
nothing.
guess what? We're gonna say we released it all, and you don't know what we released.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
Keeping knowledge secret. It's a hell of a thing.
Yeah.
It's very powerful though. Knowledge is very powerful.
Without a doubt.
If you're in a position of power in the government and then you know something to be true, but you either withhold that information or then lie about it because you simply because it goes against what you believe or want to be true, and you're a politician, you are the scum of the earth.
That's what China does on a daily basis. That's
what our government does on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
how
what we've
you
been
control
doing.
people, though.
Yeah, that's how you control people, and you know, they're all scum.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't change the matter. It's just that's just how you do it. That's how you control people.
Dude,
is you lie to them and you control the information, which is why, you know, people ain't happy about the technological revolution.
Yeah.
And that's why they're trying to lock it down. That's why I don't like the idea of being able to ban apps and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, because like
I get that.
with India banning ChatGPT, like that's something.
Yeah.
That's
real.
That's significant.
Yeah, because if
India is now off my list of countries that I ever care to visit.
Yeah, true. So if ChatGPT was banned in America, that would be catastrophic.
Yeah, I leave the country.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no reason why you should stay here.
I already want to.
If they're going to ban AI, that would be like the final straw. I honestly already want to get citizenship in another country and get dual citizenship. I don't know what countries it's easiest to do it in, but I'm definitely going to weigh the pros and cons of each.
You just got to wait till you got money, then it won't matter.
Yeah, facts. That is the fact of the matter.
All you need is money and you can get out of here.
And that's the problem. You know, like we were talking about with governments a minute ago. Governments control people because they have money. They have other people telling them to control the people a certain way.
They're getting controlled by the money. That's right.
Yeah, they're getting controlled themselves.
It comes full circle. Which means we just need to get enough money to control the government.
I was going to say, the only people that are at the top are the ones with enough money to be at the top.
ExxonMobil. That's who's at the top.
Yeah. You know who else is at the top?
Coca-Cola.
No, you don't.
And PepsiCo.
I was going to say, no, you don't. You don't know who else is at the top because if you did know, they probably wouldn't be at the top.
Who is it? Oh, that's true.
Dude, yeah, I don't know.
We don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, it's fairly obvious. You can
see where the money's going.
You can trace back to these I mean, if you trace back like any brand, it's owned by a brand. That's owned by a brand.
It's owned by another
brand. Owned by another brand.
That's owned by Alphabet Corporation.
That's owned by some mega corporation.
Yes.
That's right. And then the mega corporation is the one in bed with the government.
Yeah.
And then you just notice how nothing ever happens. Like nothing that these companies do is bad, and everything in their field seems to be healthy.
Yeah, we were already talking about this about how they have their hands in the news.
Yep, in the news, and in just lying to people. They've just been lying to people about what you should eat, like the food pyramid. That's not based on anything.
Yeah, where did the food pyramid come from?
The government's ass.
It's just straight up out their ass.
Why is 40% of America obese?
They don't. What American follows the food pyramid, dude?
What type of a government gives people bad information about their health to begin with?
Yeah, that's fair.
Just lies to them about what's healthy and not healthy. Oh, eat this, don't eat that.
But hey, when you look at it, the percentage of obese people is way lower in Europe. However, they have a lot more strict control over what you can and can't eat and drink. So, like, if you go try and get a soda in Europe, in England, this is what I know. I don't know about the rest of Europe, but in England, I remember I would try and get a soda.
You want to get a pop?
I want to get some soda pop, and I want to get a pop.
I want to get you some fizz.
I don't actually remember what they called it, but I was trying to get just some a cola. I was gonna get myself a Coca-Cola. And they didn't have it. All they had was Coke Zero. They had, like, the zero version of everything. And I literally could not get the regular version.
Didn't you have that diet?
They were all that diet. They were that diet or that zero.
I see.
Yeah. And mostly that zero.
Mostly that zero?
Mostly that zero.
Apparently that's better for you.
Yeah, that's I mean, it makes perfect sense when you think about what the diet is.
Mm-hmm.
It's still affecting your brain the same exact way as sugar.
Yeah.
It's largely the same effect, even though it's not sugar. What does it matter if it affects you the exact same way?
Yeah.
And that's my biggest qualm with Diet Coke.
Big qualms here.
Yeah, major qualm. Diet Coke addicts you.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many people that are addicted to Diet Coke right now.
Yeah.
Because it's far sweeter than regular Coke.
You know what's crazy? People will tell you can't be addicted to Diet Coke.
Yeah, and they probably drink Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're probably,
that's like a gambling addict
and they're
saying
probably the same one who will tell you that not a single compound in that drink is a drug. Whenever everyone is.
Facts. That's like a gambling addict saying that you only lose if you quit. No joke. But
Well, I guess we'll never find out because I'm never gonna quit. You know.
that's the fact of the matter, dude.
Yeah.
I'm a winner. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm a winner.
Actually, I'm net loss in gambling.
Oh yeah, me
net
too.
Loss. I think I'm like down a couple bucks. Like
I
maybe
think I'm
4.
down. Let's see. My last. Well, I guess I didn't pay for that one. I got.
Oh, you get free ticket.
Yeah, I got free ticket.
Free ticket.
But
that.
I would say for the tickets that I've bought, I'm down $2.
How much money have you ever how much money have you spent like on all of your lottery tickets that you've ever bought?
Oh, $2 is all I spent. I've only bought one lottery ticket in my entire life.
I think I've spent like solid $8.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Big numbers.
Big numbers. Big numbers.
Yeah.
Getting up
So
Don't
I
play the
have-
machines.
I have gotten a lot of tickets from other people,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd say in total I've probably gotten a little less than $50 gifted to me.
Okay.
And there's no doubt in my mind I'm net loss because the majority of those were losers. I think I've probably made $10. So,
Mercy.
$10 out of 40. $10 out of 50. So you're losing 40. That ain't it.
That ain't it.
That ain't it at all. If I'm losing,
But some people win. It's just how it works.
Dude, that's all right. The problem with gambling is that people win big. Like that could be you. Hey, there are people that are leaving the casino every single day.
Yeah, but
in
I
the
also
positive.
do math, so I know how likely that is.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
Every time I buy a ticket, I embrace the like rush of dopamine that you get from scratching the ticket,
Yes.
and that's it. I don't care about winning. That doesn't matter to me because it can't. If it does, that's how you form an addiction.
Dude, I think the problem for me is I've
If you get
never
addicted
bought
to
a
that feeling of
ticket
winning.
that is worth like that much for me to be crazed about. Like
The only tickets I like really want to win are the ones that pay like $1,000 a week. You know,
Yeah.
those are the ones that's like, if I won that, I would be so happy.
yeah, it would be ridiculous.
Freaking.
It's $1,000 a week for the rest of your life.
I think it's like 40 years, but
40 years.
something like that.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
And you
No,
would never really have to worry about like rent.
I mean, obviously, it's all getting taxed.
Yeah, facts. But I mean, reality is you could just stop working and never have to worry about rent.
You're still getting $2K a month.
Yeah. Wait, I thought you said $1K a week. So you're getting $4K a month.
Tax. Half.
Oh, facts. Yeah. Still getting $2K a month.
No, because it's half if you take it up front, right?
I don't know.
How's that? How do taxes work on a winning lottery thing?
Yeah.
That's because I know that there's like different ways that you can take your
Yeah.
earnings.
Similar to Social Security. You can take it in a lump sum and you get less, or you can take it paid out over time and you get more. And it's like
Indeed.
insurance. They're betting on you living less time than they'll have to pay out.
Yep.
So that's why the disparity is
hell of a
so
game.
large in some cases, where if you take it all up front, you're losing out on like 25% of the value. And I don't know what the percentages is with Social Security.
I think with a lottery though, I think it's straight up just half.
Just half. That's
Just
crazy,
nip
dude.
it at the bud, cut it in half.
Hey, well, that's where my college is paid for.
Yep.
That and everything else. I guess every single ticket that's bought, that all goes into the pot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you
Me
very much.
for paying for my own college, kind of,
Yeah,
slightly.
You paid $8 toward your tuition. Come on, buddy.
That ain't doing nothing.
That ain't doing a thing, dude. Talk about a drop in a bucket. That's a drop in the ocean right there. And it's not even as bad as most colleges, dude. We go to a very cheap college.
With in-state tuition.
With in-state, yeah. Out of state is like double what we pay. It's crazy.
Out of state. I don't understand why people like.
Why do you want people to not come to your state from other states?
Yeah, why keep everything local?
Yeah, I don't get that at all. Because I would much prefer to be able to choose where I want. Yeah, yeah, exactly, dude.
Export and import. No, let's just hold them here.
Yeah, just keep them here. Hey,
stupid.
Let's
just stay in one spot.
I think what it is like the super old mindset of like, if this individual is going to get educated, we want to keep them here.
That's right. So that whenever he comes to our college and gets our degree, then he just leaves and goes to, like Los Angeles or something and makes a business.
Well, what I was saying was their bet is that if you do your college in the same place, you're going to be more likely to continue on going the same path in the same place. So, like, you'll meet people while you're at college that are from the area that are going to help you get a job in the area later. So it's like a way to stimulate growth in local economies.
Yeah, but that's like that's a very small mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if there's no work here, then what are you going to do? You're going to either start the job and hope that you have the clients that will pay your salary and pay your bills, or you're just going to fail.
You're out of there.
Or you're going to leave.
Leave.
Those are your three options. You're going to fail, or you're going to leave, or you're just going to hope that somebody will pay for the things that you produce with your business.
Which isn't as hard these days because, because the internet.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like you only have the people in front of you.
It's not like you're just making a shop and then if people don't walk in your door, you don't sell things.
Yeah, and if people don't walk by your shop on the street corner.
Yeah.
And
maybe that's your business.
But even still, that's augmented these days by social media and different things like that, where you get an influencer, you say, hey, I want you to go to my store and pick out 3 things that you like,
for free,
and I want you to make a video about it. And they're like, okay, cool, that sounds awesome. I get free clothes, and, people check out a cool local store, right?
Yep.
So now it's even augmented, like local store sales by online partnerships.
Yeah. It's lit.
Yeah. Honestly, if you have a business right now, you need to do something online. Even if the business itself is online, the advertising is all online too.
People were freaking out, or are still freaking out, over the death of the mom and pop shop from larger corporations and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And it is a failure of the mom and pop shops to adapt to the changing economy.
Yeah.
It's none but their own fault. They need to adapt to the technology and adapt to the market.
Yeah, and there's always like
used to be a big market.
A lot of people argue that in order to compete, they need all these expensive technologies. But no, every single person has a phone in their pocket if they're a business owner. Okay?
They should.
They should. If they don't, I don't know what they're owning. It probably ain't a great business. Unless, unless they're selling like off-the-grid technology.
Nah, because even then, I mean, these $60.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so everyone has a
cheaper
phone.
Version for $50.
And it is free to make a social media account on anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can just advertise for free. It might not get a lot of traction, but hey, you're still putting your name out there. And you're getting a lot more eyes on your brand than if you were just sitting there hoping people would walk up across your store.
But then people will argue, but they don't know how to do that. Nobody knows how to do anything. You come into this world dumb.
Yeah.
You got to make yourself smart. Okay?
Yeah, of course.
No one's going to just hand life to you on a silver platter and say, hey, your business is going to always be successful because it was. It was doing good, but that doesn't mean it always will be, because as the economy changes and the market shifts,
you need to adapt.
So too does your company.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will drown.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking to a dude today at church, and he was like, well, what do you do? And I was talking to him about, the stuff that I'm doing in college and whatnot. And I was like, actually, somehow it came up that I was just using, like, AI. Mm-hmm. And he was like, well, what do you mean, like, AI? And I was like, well, let me show you. So I hop on Bing, and I tell it to write me a letter or an email to my professor saying I'm going to be out for the week because I got COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it did it, obviously. That's a very simple prompt.
Mm-hmm.
It could eat that thing up. So it did it a great letter, and I showed it to him. He wrote it down on a piece of paper. He was like, "Now what is this called?" I said, "Bing." He writes down "Bing" on a sheet of paper, and then puts quotes around it. I'm like, "Yep." So look up Bing chat.
Went home. He pulled out his glasses. He unfolded that piece of paper.
So now, what did this young man tell me to find? Yes, exactly that, dude. Exactly that. He's currently, as we speak, that's what he's doing, dude.
Now he's
yeah. But it like
through the results.
It blew my mind to see how receptive he was to checking out the new technology.
Yeah.
Because a lot of adults right now that I tell about GPT 3.5
they want
and
nothing to
Bing,
do with anything.
they don't want to do it. Like, they don't even want to use it. And then you like put it in front of them, and they don't know what to ask it whatsoever. They don't have any ideas.
Well, at first I didn't know what to ask it.
I had a few ideas
for like a couple of days. I was like, "How do I use this?" And then I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, I think my first chat,
literally everything.
My first chat with it was like, "What can I ask you?"
Mm.
So already, like, I had the question to lead to more questions.
There you go.
But also, I do think it was a little easier for me to do that because I'd already seen YouTube videos about it.
Mm.
And so you already see like, the
nothing.
questions they're asking and whatnot. And, you know, obviously your brain makes note of that, and then you're thinking in your subconscious about questions you can ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So
it's all about some questions.
Yeah, but old folks that have already been introduced to ChatGPT, they should already be thinking about questions. I don't know what they're doing. You know? They're like, you're doggone technology, get that away. I don't want to use that technology. I lived these here 87 years without using that doggone technology, and guess what? I'm going to die my whole life without ever using that technology.
Yeah, if someone doesn't want to use it, and I was like, okay, fine. I mean, I guess whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Don't use it. You can like not use it, but I don't know why some of them see it as something like if they use it, it's like a permanent like taint on their like
their character.
Yeah, it's like a bad thing
so
or
weird.
Something. It's like, oh, I use technology.
Yeah, I was talking to one of my friend's parents, who's a lawyer, and I was telling him about ChatGPT and how useful it would be in their job. And I was basically like, anything that you need to look up, you can just have it do it for you. Like, all case law is just online now.
Yeah.
Google Scholar, whatever, you know. It's all online. Mm-hmm. Every single court case that's ever really been publicized is online.
And this is a little ChatGPT / actually, this is more of a tip on Bing. You can upload pictures on your Dropbox, and they go ahead and slap that link down on Bing, and Bing will go look at that picture and tell you about it.
That's super nice, actually.
Yeah, and I assume that you can do that with more than just pictures. I only did it with pictures, so I wonder if you can just feed it files.
You probably can. Read this file. Yeah, without a doubt.
Go look at feed it a folder. Make a folder on Dropbox that has all your essays in it, and then say,
yes, read this folder.
Yeah.
Read what's in this folder. Yeah, absolutely.
We should make an app that does that. We should go and just chop out all this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll make an app that does that.
Make an app that does that.
Okay.
Another app
we
idea.
need to make note of that. Yeah.
Is the Bluetooth trackpad on the phone.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that.
You ever you know, been ootin' a boot and you don't have like a mouse or something, but you got your phone, and so you pull it up, and then you have like a little trackpad, and you left click and you right click, you got your little trackpad, you know.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be really nice.
Like that wouldn't be that hard at all.
No.
It might already exist. I didn't even look. I just had that.
Yeah,
thought.
honestly, that one's pretty simple. I don't think we are the first with that idea.
Yeah, but like half of the with me making my glove, I mean, I'm sure someone's thought of that.
Nobody's done it. Yeah,
but surely someone's done it. They just haven't talked about it, right? Like,
no, yeah, you're actually exactly right.
I automatically assume that I'm at least the 10,000th person. What was that? 10,000.
10,000th person.
I can't say it.
You got me too.
What is it?
You got me in the trap.
10,000th
10,000th person.
There it is.
There we go.
There we go.
Wow.
I'm not even gonna try. I can't.
Yeah.
It's like I start and it just
It's a brain block.
It
now,
just
dude.
gets. It has an error.
What is
you know?
going on, dude?
It has an error that's not getting handled
Bro,
properly.
language.exe has stopped working.
Exactly. But yeah, a large sum. And I just assumed that I wasn't the first, which is like, I mean, I guess I don't know. Is that a good assumption to make? I thought about that too, because it's like, I mean, maybe yes, no, it's good because, I mean, it's probably true, but at the same time, on what evidence, on what grounds am I drawing that conclusion?
I think the actions you take after drawing that conclusion are what's important. If you say I'm the 15,000th person, and then you go look up your idea to see if it's been done before, that's a lot better than saying I'm the first person and I never look up the idea.
Well, I always, like check the idea, and usually there's like 2 apps that already exist. And like, damn it.
Yeah.
One time though, I forgot what it was, but it was like an idea that I had, and an app had like just come out, which meant that they had the idea about like a year and a half ago or something.
Yeah.
And
That's
then they
tough.
like kind of put it off for a while. So, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I can't wait till I'm at a point in my life where I can just spend 2 weeks working on an app and then just publish it.
June.
Yeah.
And July.
June and
August.
July. We'll see. August maybe not, but June,
No.
July.
Mercy.
Yeah. Lord willing.
Indeed.
Hopefully I won't be doing like crazy research or have a crazy job to do at that point in time. I am looking for internships and job opportunities over the summer currently, because I think it would be super nice to get some experience on my resume.
Mhm.
Because, I could build something right now, or I could get some money and then build it, and I think it would be a little better.
But why not build now? Why not build now without money, and then whenever you have money, you make it better? I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm the only way I'm able to do these projects at all is buying from China.
Yeah, facts.
Like I'm buying things at like 10% of the damn price.
Oh yeah.
Just because, and that's just how I do it. And I constantly got stuff coming in. Like I don't have that much money, but you just gotta do something.
You gotta use what you got, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like the idea of getting started for sure.
Because, I mean, as far as I see it, you're not guaranteed shit except for what you can do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't really rely on shit.
Yeah, ultimately your skills are the only thing that's going to progress you.
And every moment you have is a moment that you could be honing your skills, and that 100,000 other people are working harder.
Yeah. That is actually a shocking thing to think about.
Every time I think about like waiting a couple months or something, I'm like, nope, because by then it's going to be done by someone else.
Yeah. If you want to be the first, you've got to do it now.
If you want to actually make money off something, you got to do it before anyone else. Or you got to do it significantly better, which is a lot harder.
Yeah, true. And if you do it significantly better and before everyone else, then it's just game over. You've got the entire market.
But as a small, like, starting from nowhere is also hard too.
True.
Yeah.
Because
we're starting from nowhere.
Yeah, the thing about it is, though, most actual inventors started from nowhere.
Right.
I would say it's few and far between that you come from a place of privilege and are able to get somewhere on your own merit.
True, but it is something to be said that some of the tech people did acquire decent sums of money to start off their companies.
Did or didn't?
Did.
Yeah.
To include Musk.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess you can have a mix of privilege, but if you have the skill to back that up, then you're good. Because there are a lot of people that are very skilled and have privilege, right?
Right.
The people I'm talking about are the people that have privilege, but use that privilege as an excuse to not get valuable skills.
Those people are crazy.
Yeah. Well, those people just weren't raised right.
Yeah.
Because if I had a lot of money, There's no way my kids would see any of it. My kids would be poor. Like, absolutely. I would give them
On the streets.
I would give them like maybe $10 a week. I mean, obviously you can always live in my house, but I will probably charge you rent past a certain age. Even if I've got like $100 million in the bank, even if I've got $1 billion sitting in the bank, I'm still going to charge you $100 a month rent or something.
Yep.
You know, I've got to make it sting a little bit for you to not figure stuff out.
Yeah.
You know?
Gotta do something.
Gotta do something. Because if I just give these kids everything that they need, then when I'm gone, what are they going to do?
Who knows? There is actually a significant growing problem of that, where the reliance of young people on their parents has been increasing, which is problematic.
Yeah. Independence is by far
Independence is
decreasing.
Is actually necessary. I was watching this thing last night because couldn't sleep. About how like people are getting like the overall trend is people are now having like less friends and less rich friendships than people used to, especially among men. I forgot specifically.
Is it really? Especially among men.
Yeah, apparently, upon asking, I'm not even gonna try to pull up the stats because I'm probably gonna make them up on the spot.
Make them up on the spot.
Okay, well, all right, making them up on the spot. Don't trust these. I think that it was no, because now I'm getting them mixed up.
Okay.
So I'm not.
Well, what were
try.
they asking him?
I don't remember specifically. It was like, in a time of crisis, who is the first person that you would turn to? And the answer, like, apparently used to be significantly like, I would, like, my friend, best friend, friend, best friend, that. And then, but recently it has taken a shift towards parents. And then on top of that, the number of friends that people, or rather the number of close friends that people say they have is also decreased by like 15% over the past like 20 years.
What do you think that is?
A lot of things, really, probably.
What do you think is the main contributing factor? Do you think it's the disconnection caused by communication through mobile technologies?
I don't really know what it is, because we live in a very interesting time for relationships and all that. Like, that there was once a time where the only people that you knew were the people in your area. Now you can know people online. Now there's different types of friendships. There's the in-person friends. You get your college friends. You got your online friends for playing games. You got your online friends for like, it's just a bunch of different types of friendships, really.
Yeah, which is a very interesting thing, because when we were growing up, your friends were all of that. Your friends were your school friends. Your friends were more than likely the people you played video games with after you got home from school. And those same friends were the friends that you go to the park with and things like that. So it's weird to have different groups now. I get the distinction between like high school friends and college friends, though.
Right.
That's a very clear line. Nowadays, though, we're seeing crazy groups.
I feel like a lot of people...
Specific, I would say like special purpose friends. Like, this is my friend for this one thing. Or like, I will do this one thing with this one person. And that's really never the way it should be on the whole.
So yeah, there's a growing dependence upon parents, and people aren't really going according to the information that I found online. It could be untrue, but based off of that, it appears that there's a growing dependence of children on their parents, and I think that might partially have to do with a shift in parenting, because I saw this other thing, actually I think right before that one, about how parenting needs to change.
Yeah.
About how parents might be parenting their kids too much. About how trying to keep your kids safe actually makes them soft and weak.
Yeah.
About how trying to, protect them from the world actually makes them too weak enough to have a place in it.
Yeah.
Too
So-
cut off from it.
I read an article in my English 1101 class talking about this, and it's the idea that nowadays we see a lot more helicopter parents. And the helicopter parents are the type of parent that your kid, little Johnny, he's running down the street, running down the sidewalk, he trips and falls and skins up his knee, and the helicopter parent will swoop in immediately, pick him up, say, "Oh my gosh, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay. I'm so sorry that happened," and immediately like goes and gets attention, like goes like cleans off the wound and puts everything like dresses it up. But the parent that lets the kid skin their knee, and then they're like, "Hey, were you running too fast or what? What was going on?" And then the kid can think through, "Oh, what was I doing that caused me to trip in the first place?" And then they go clean the kid's knee up. It's not the kids that don't have an opportunity to be in that pain and wonder why they're in that pain, you know? Because then later in life,
Or the
when they're
ones-
in the pain, they can't reason through why they're in the pain.
Who never let them hurt that knee.
Yeah,
Because they don't let them run. Hey, stop running. Slow down. Be careful.
yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
It's like, what? Your kid's just never going to learn how to run.
I'm not going to learn anything.
They have to crawl until the age of 19 because they're not allowed to walk.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think a lot of that is the parenting that we see today too. Also, one thing that I have always thought about is like some kids need more attention than others when they're babies.
Mhm.
And nowadays with technology use being so much more prevalent, parents are not attuned to their kids like they used to be.
Yeah.
They're not listening to their kids'
I
needs
feel like
and wants.
the attunement to parents of their kids is like, let me see all your text messages.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They're like, let me see what's going on in your brain.
It's like, let's track you and then read what you think and how you communicate with your friends. But let's not build a relationship. Let me just like track you like I'm Big Daddy Government here.
Yeah, literally.
You know?
Uncle Sam.
And like that is repulsive.
Yeah, and that's never the way I'm going to parent my kids.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm not even
And-
going to have like the ability to watch what they're doing cuz I don't want to. I
Yeah.
know they're going to get into trouble, dude. I know that they're going to do some things that they probably shouldn't, and I hope they learn from it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to tell them before they do it. I'm going to say, "Hey, these are the repercussions. And this is potentially what you stand to lose." And I'm going to have the system in place for them to where they can reason through these things and say, "Hey, what are the pros and cons of every decision?"
Yeah.
And I'm going to think through things that same way myself, because the impact of the way you do things on your kids is profound, especially when they're young. If they just watch you do something a million times, that's going to have such a profound effect on them.
Yeah.
So a lot of wealthy individuals, you see their kids gaining wealth just like them, not because of handouts from their parents, but because they learned how to manage money. They learned how to make money.
Indeed.
And that, like Charlie, we were talking to Charlie about this. He said when his kid's old enough, he's going to start bringing them to business meetings and things like that. And that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
As soon as my kid is like 2 years old, I'm going to start working on some software with him. Be like, "Hey, let me show you what an if statement looks like."
Behold,
You know,
technology.
Behold technology.
Yeah.
Now
I'm sure
cry.
my kids are now cry. Weep. Witness and weep.
Dude, I'm going to be the one skinning my own kid's
Let
knee.
your tears flow.
Okay.
Learn from this. Take a lesson.
I'm going to be throwing my kid on the cement.
Exactly. Most people watch their kids trip and fall. I'm the one pushing them.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Get down there.
No,
Skinny
anybody
me.
that thinks I'm serious, first of all, get out of the comments.
Get off the podcast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Bye.
Man, but 110%, your kids learn from experience and learn from what they see you do.
Right. Yeah.
So I hate the parents that like do one thing and tell their kids another. And it's like their kids don't see what they're doing. No, they
Like-
see that a lot more than they hear that.
There was actually a joke I heard about this type of thing last night, where there's so many people who will cuss their kids out and then go walk into church and be like, I'm going to heaven.
Yeah, that's facts.
And be like, I'm going to heaven before you, child. Get out. You know.
Before you, child, you don't know nothing. You little shit.
It's just ironic.
But words are like I said, that's an odd example, kind of, because words are just words.
Right.
I think you can go to heaven no matter what words you say, hopefully. Dear Lord.
But yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. They'll do one thing. So I think my perfect example is with cussing. They'll cuss their kids out, and then the second their kid tries to say one bad word, they'll say, "What the hell are you talking about?
Can't say that word. That's a bad word.
You can't say that damn word." It's like, shut the hell up.
It is back asswards.
Yeah, it is exactly back asswards. Yeah, and a lot of parents, dude, I've been thinking about this a lot, and it's the iPad kids, dude.
It is
the
a lot of
iPad kids are the kids that are going to be living in their parents' basement until they're 60.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna live in their parents' basement until their parents die and they can take the house. That sucks, dude. Think about that. Their parents are gonna be basically supporting them for their entire life. Then by the time their parents die, how are they gonna support themselves?
Yeah, they're not.
They're probably not. And if their parents have anything left to pay on that mortgage, that house is getting foreclosed. All that equity that your parents had in that house is getting took.
Getting gone.
And what are you gonna do about it? Nothing.
Not a damn
You're just
thing.
gonna be homeless.
You're just gonna be homeless. Yeah.
Hey, at least you got your iPad.
At least you got your iPad.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for that early age dopamine.
For real though, it's a wild world we live in.
It is.
I've thought about this a lot with the food we eat. How many things just come straight from a factory? Like the food we eat just comes from a factory that comes from a chemical lab. Like how have we gotten to this point? It's crazy, dude. And my grandpa lived to 92.
I don't think that all of it is entirely problematic.
Oh, yeah. If it's good food, if it's still nutritious and
Yeah.
everything for you, then
like,
that's great.
But some of it.
The majority of the time, they're adding things in there that we don't know what they do.
Yeah.
You know, there are chemicals that make things taste better that we have zero clue what the long-term 100-year side effects are.
Well, I mean.
You know, because they were invented 20 years ago.
That's like everything.
Monosodium glutamate.
Like,
yeah.
that's like everything.
That's what I'm saying.
That's like
it's crazy.
genuinely everything. We know very little.
We don't know what we're doing to our bodies right now. We have zero clue.
It's all a fun little science experiment. You know, we're doing crazy foods and microplastics, vaccines, radio waves.
Yeah.
What's next? Augmentation, baby. Neuralink.
Man. Yeah, we're going to need Neuralink because I feel like we're going to die far sooner than we should have.
Yeah, I wonder. Because, like.
Imagine everyone from our generation starts dying at like 35.
I've thought about that. Is when do we mess up? When do we, as a species, make a mistake? Because we already did. We put lead in gas, which dropped the IQ by like what 15 for like 20 years. We put chlorofluorocarbons in the atmosphere. You know, like we're just doing all these stupid things.
Yeah.
You know?
And very little thought for the repercussions and the long-term generational impacts.
No one cares about long-term.
Yeah. Nobody, honestly, humans aren't wired to care about long-term, really. Humans are wired to care about the here and now.
The only thing that's wired to care about the long-term is the prefrontal cortex, and most people mess that up a little bit.
Yeah. That's pretty easy to mess up, seems like.
Yep.
Especially with dopamine.
25.
Well, I was going to say, especially with the dopamine that people are getting nowadays from nothing.
Yep.
Your prefrontal cortex is messed up.
Yeah, no, like, something that, like, it's not necessarily a problem to get the dopamine from nothing. You just need to be aware that you're getting, like, dopamine from nothing. Which is why whenever I'm, like, playing games, right? Now, granted, I classify that not entirely as nothing. It is a mental health exercise, an unwinding exercise, as well as a training of the mind and the hands.
Yeah.
But to a large degree, for the most part, it is nothing.
But that's not dopamine. No,
that I'm doing.
I disagree with that.
Inconsequential.
That when you're playing video games, that's not dopamine from nothing. You actually are doing things in the video
when you're
game.
Swiping on TikTok.
Scrolling.
Yeah,
scrolling.
No, that's
dopamine from
whenever
nothing.
I'm doing that, I'm like, you are sitting here like a listless shit on a log.
Yeah.
Contributing nothing to no one and achieving nothing for yourself or for society.
Yeah.
You just wasting energy in a universe that doesn't have energy for me to waste.
Yeah. Barely has energy for you to use.
Yeah.
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 Dude, yeah.
I barely got the energy for me to use. I got 3 hours of sleep last night.
Good Lord. Oh, man.
I don't want to know how many sleep. How many sleep.
Yeah.
It's probably where the English is going.
Yeah, that's facts, dude. So I had 4 hours of sleep the night before last, then was up for 23 hours, and then I got 5.
Incredible.
Yeah, and here I am, dude.
And
Tomorrow I'm going to have to wake up at 3 a.m. and do it all over again.
I'm usually awake on average like 20 hours a day.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, recently I've noticed a large, I'm having a harder time picking up and putting down different aspects of myself, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And being able to shift from like a work mindset to a non-work mindset. Like typically I can just snap my fingers and then it's completely different.
Yeah.
But I mean these days
you're just always trying to work.
Something, dude. It's something. Like it takes a while for me to like be able to just like unplug my brain from work and plug it into like,
anything else.
Yeah, anything else.
Yeah.
And it's like talking to different people. You act differently depending on
who
you
it is
to.
and what the context is.
I mean, people are actors.
That's called code
We're all just
switching, right?
actors. Code switching.
Code switching, like basically using the lingo of the different crowd you were presenting to, more or less. I guess it's kind of weird to talk about it like presenting to, but you are presenting an image of yourself every single time you speak.
Right.
And anywhere you go, pretty much, if you're in public, you're presenting an image of yourself.
Mold that image and adapt that image, because like I can be chilling, here with you.
Yes.
And then through that door is the president of our college, and if I'm mentally enough, I can just and then I'm ready for that, and then I come back in, I'm ready for this. But recently it's just been harder to just do like the
yeah, you can't switch as easily.
Like I have to like unload. This is a really nerdy way of putting it, but it's the best way I can think of doing it. It's like having to unload an entire operating system from RAM and then completely tossing in another one. Whereas previously you should just have both of them in RAM just ready to go.
Yeah.
And now it's like, we got to turn it down and turn the thing back on. So yeah.
Now, I don't think this is documented. I don't know if it's documented.
What?
What you're talking about, where it gets harder for you to switch between different tasks after you've been very invested in one. But the same thing I've seen in a lot of people, myself, and I was talking about it with Carson. Carson Hall owns Savannah River Junk Removal, a junk removal business in our city. And he said, dude, I have been thinking about business literally nonstop. So he started, I don't know when they started the business, but basically like he has only been getting really serious with it in the past year or so. Mm-hmm. And specifically within the past like 3 months.
Yeah.
And he said now that he's been getting like serious with it, it's all he thinks about. It used to be he would go to work, he'd do work, he'd come home, he'd do whatever he was doing at home and not be thinking about work. Now he comes home and he finds himself in bed scrolling through Facebook Marketplace. Like legit just looking for jobs.
Looking for jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That is true. I kind of like come home and then I lay it down. It's like, all right, so how can I communicate between two 433 megahertz microwave modules?
Yeah.
Like
these are the questions.
That is genuinely something that is running through my mind as we speak. Like I'm stop that. Stop that. It's just that's another thing, man. Is it doesn't leave.
No.
It's always there. People are like, oh, you just need to stop working. That's not my choice.
Yeah.
It's not up to me. It doesn't feel like it.
So did you ever watch Casey Neistat back in the day? The vlogger,
back in the
short
day,
filmer,
maybe like a couple videos. Not like a regular.
So Casey lived in New York City, and he said when he lived in New York City, all he could think about was work. He moved to L.A., and pretty much all he could think about was relaxation.
Interesting.
So he actually ended up moving back to New York, and he said he was trying to change his relationship with the city to where it was not only just work. And I don't know how much it has to do with your location. I think you, like we were talking about a few pods ago, you can kind of hypnotize yourself. You can attribute anything to anything, and then say you set conditions on it, basically.
Yeah.
Like it's the condition that if I'm in this room, I work.
Yeah.
Then when you go in that room, you're gonna work.
Which becomes easier and harder the more I descend down this spiral of mental fatigue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where does it end? Nobody knows.
Man, well, speaking of mental fatigue, we've been going for a minute, so
dude, I'm still good to keep going if you want.
I can't, dude.
Oh, you can't?
Yeah, I gotta edit that pod and get some sleep. I wish I could, honestly, because I'm chilling. I'm Bing chilling right now.
Bing chilling.
Yeah. Hey, but guess what? After Easter, we'll get another great episode.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well then.
Without further ado,
I feel like there was something that we didn't close off though. I did feel like there was a conversation thread there that we probably should. Oh, friendships. Male friendships.
Yeah.
Friendships and all that. Did we close that off? I don't know. But
and I don't know where we left it if we didn't.
I don't think we properly picked it back up after you went over there, but I don't know. I think friendships are important, and look at how many friends you have, and maybe looking at getting more.
Yeah. Also, we all know you are the average of your 5 best friends. So look at your 5 best friends.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though, is if you're looking at the poll that I was looking at, is apparently a lot of people don't even have 2. Like, I think it was like a graph, where it had like the 5 different groups of like has like only 1 close friend, has 2, has 3, has 4, or has 5 or more. Yeah. And like the has 2 got up to like 40%. So 40% of the young people who responded to this particular survey, I don't know how they took the survey. I don't know where that was. That does have an effect on this, obviously. But that's not insignificant.
No, not at all.
And I wonder why.
Yeah.
What causes that?
I think there are so many factors, but obviously the biggest thing that has changed,
I'm sure college is something
since when we had more friends,
technology,
and today is technology. People don't have the needs of friends that they used to, and I think that probably goes into why you see I have this friend for this, I have that friend for that.
They're able to glean the barest benefits of what would be a friendship without ever truly engaging in the deep friendship.
Yes. Yeah. That's actually a lot of it, probably, because you can send a snap to a friend, and then they send like a snap of them laughing back, and you get validation. You're like, oh, what I did was funny. And that interaction could not take place 20 years ago unless you were in person with that person.
Yeah.
And so people get what they need from a friendship, whether it be validation,
but
whatever
then again,
it is.
That also allows you to be friends with someone in Europe, someone in Africa.
Yeah. But friends at that point is a very loose term.
Well, there's your close friends, and then there's your not close friends.
Yeah.
The specific survey that I was looking at, or actually, it had friends in general, and then just the close friends. But I was more concerned about the close friends, because the definition of a friend was a little bit more loose than close friend was.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, close friends are important because got to do something with somebody. Yeah. Otherwise, what are you doing?
I don't know.
I don't
know what you're doing.
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, with that, make sure y'all have a close friend nearby.
Aliens, friendships, slaves. What else? ChatGPT, Bing, old people, parenting.
Man, a lot.
A lot.
We've talked about a lot.
Hell of an episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
Recently, these episodes have really just been wild.
Yeah,
I think we need to get on a guest because we're like becoming an echo chamber for ourselves.
true.
So
Facts. We
Next
need a
week-
guest to mix it up for sure.
next week maybe work on that one.
Yeah. Well,
'Cause-
hey, we've got a guest lined up who wants to do it.
We've got a couple actually.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, without further ado, make sure you go check out our Instagram at the Minimum Wage Pod.
Yep. Be sure to check out our Clips channel at MWP Clips
Yeah. So make sure you subscribe to that Clips channel, MWP Clips.
and drop a comment.
If you have a kid, will they get an iPad before the age of 15? No, actually, I'll drop it a little lower. I'll say before the age of 10.
10.
Yeah, because I think.
Like a iPad for them, or like a family iPad that we use.
Oh yeah,
and
you can
get
have the
screen
family
time on.
iPad any
Okay.
day of the week.
Their iPad.
Their iPad, really 13 is the age, I think. 13 or older.
They're buying their iPad. They ain't getting no iPad.
That's what you're thinking?
Yeah, they're buying an
Are they
iPad.
in a
Maybe
gift
I'll
for
give them a
you?
little phone.
You give them a little phone.
Yeah, give them a little
That's
phone.
your
or something.
gift?
They ain't getting no iPad. iPad's extra.
They're getting a computer for sure, though.
Laptop, yeah. I mean, they getting something that works.
Yeah.
You know, if you want some spanking ass machine, maybe on your birthday. We'll see. But if you need it for high school, which you will, you'll need it in middle school. You need it for all that. They'll have a functioning laptop.
Yeah.
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 So without further ado,
Well, what was the question for him?
wait, I thought we had the question. It was
Will you be a helicopter parent?
are you gonna give your kid an iPad before the age of
13.
13? Okay, the final question.
The final question. Now the question is, will you give your kids an iPad before the age of 13?
Yeah, so go ahead and drop us a comment, just drop us a like, drop us a subscribe, maybe share us with a close friend if you have those.
Yeah. Share us with both of them.
Share us with the close ones, the far away ones, the ones in India. We don't care.
Yeah, the ones in Europe.
And always remember, we love you, Xi Jinping.
All right, this has been
The Minimum Wage Podcast.
Where Even the Name is Above Our Pay Grade. Peace.
What an episode.